Hello. Today I will be reading a passage from the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and so forth and so on. And so he said unto Adam and Eve...
What are you doing?
Nothing. And so God said unto Adam...
This is not a Bible class!
Hold on, let me finish.
Go Satan! Go Satan!
And so God said unto Adam and Eve, it's time to duel.
Alright. So, with that, it's time to duel. I'm DJ.
I'm Kyle.
And this?
And Zach.
And this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Tactics. Now, when we last left, we were discussing various themes and how to build your deck. Today, first, we're going to get to our featured cards. Mine is Deep Diver.
And mine is Gilford, the Lightning.
And mine is Grand Mole.
Now, Deep Diver is a pretty special card. He's also a limited edition, which you can only get from World Championship 2008 Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. You know, you have to get it for the DS. Anyways, Deep Diver. 4-star, 1,000 attack, 1,100 defense.
3-star.
Whatever. Jeez. Root my moment, why don't you? Anyways, okay. Deep Diver. Once he's destroyed by battle, then you can pick a monster from your deck and then put it onto the top of your deck so you know which monster you can get. You know, it can be any monster you want. You know, and you know, you can pick, you know, let's say, what's a good card? Mirage Dragon. Yeah, you saw our last episode, right? Well, you know, you can pick any random card, any random monster from your deck you want, and you know, that's what card you'll get next. It's kind of like building a strategy for yourself. This is basically what you use when you have a theme deck built all around a certain card that you need for victory. DJ?
And speaking of cards you can pick, he also could have put this bad boy right there. See, the special thing about Gilford is that you need only 2 summons to bring this bad boy to the field. But if you're willing to sacrifice 3, he'll be nice enough and destroy all cards that your opponent has on the field. All monster cards. And he comes at 2,800 attack points. With a force like that, that's practically game if you've got him where you want him.
Guilford is kind of like a, well, let's say, last resort, or either that, it can be used for instant victory if you use him correctly. Now, Zach, your featured card?
Alright, get out of the way. This card might be weak and little, but my Grand Mole is really weak, about 900. But if you're facing an opponent who has, like, Gilford, the Lightning, which sucks. Oh, kiss him. This card, you can attack him. You don't lose any life points. No damage is taken. You return this card and that card back to their hands. So that means he wasted 3 or 2 cards. Go, Kyle.
Alright, now that we've gone over our featured cards, we're going to go over Bargain Bin. Bargain Bin is a segment where we're going to tell you how you can get cards, but at a low, low price.
And it's also the segment where we're going to say bargain all the time.
Alright.
Bargain!
Now,
bargain!
Our first bargain topic is going to be buying multiple cards, but at a low price, clearly. Now, basically, say you had $70. $70 is all you have right now. Now, with that $70, you have 2 choices. One, you can spend it on an entire box of Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs, and they're all one set. You know,
lame.
That's most actually, if you're a collector, that's probably what you're going to do. But if you're a duelist, here's what you should do. Instead of spending that $70 on one certain pack set, you should spend it on tins. Now, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tin is basically just a monster printed on a tin can, but it contains 5 packs and the the tin monster on it. You know, like there's Red Archfiend Dragon, there's Stardust Dragon tins nowadays. You can get those, and you can get 5 more packs to go with it. And those 5 packs could even have rare cards themselves. The thing about dueling is that you always have to be well aware of what cards are in certain sets. That's why we advise you to go to www.yugiO.wikia.com. Go in there, you can set any set, you can go to any pack set you want, and you can see what the list of monsters you have in there are. You know, it can help you build your deck if you know what cards you're going to get in the long run.
Bargain!
Alright, next bargain topic, structure decks. Now, some people don't like buying structure decks because they're lame. But you know what? Sometimes structure decks can have pretty good cards. You know, if you're a duelist, you'll probably do this. If you're a collector, probably not. You know, mainly because collectors just want to collect rare cards. If you're a duelist, it's good to think about this because you're mainly doing this for the strengthening of your deck. The structure deck sometimes contains cards that, you know, have special effects that go along with the theme of yours. Like, for instance, I'm a dragon duelist mostly, so I like to get Rise of the Dragon Lords because it supports my deck very much.
Like this little baby.
And a good thing about structure decks is that they always cost at least $10, which is pretty cheap. And, you know, you get 40 cards, and, you know, you'll get your premium card. As long as they go good with your deck, who cares how much they cost? And that's another thing we like to call a bargain.
Bargain!
Bargain.
Okay, bargain tactic number 3. Now, around here, we live near a little place called Trader's Village.
Trader's Village.
Now, we're not sure if they're all across America or not, but Trader's Village is this area where, you know, like a bunch of people who like to...
Where cheap people go to sell their crap!
Well, basically what DJ said. Yeah, that's what Trader's Village is. Now, there, you can actually find people who sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards at a discount price. Like, you could buy a bunch of packs for $3 each, because here, packs are $4 each. Yeah. So, there, for a bargain, you know, you could, like, buy 5 cards for $1, basically. Or you could buy, you know, more holographic cards for, what was it?
5.
Yeah.
5 to 10.
Yeah. Anyways, but packs there, they have like a special deal where you can buy 3 packs and get another one for free, and you know, you'll get it for $10.
Or, as they say, you get 5 cards for $1.
Yes. And that's another thing we like to call a
Bargain.
Bargain!
Bargain.
Okay, now that we've discussed our bargain topic, on to our next topic, trading. Now this is for you collectors out there. Okay, Zach, you'll help me out here?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, bargaining basically goes into the whole trading thing. Because when you're trading a card, you want to know how much it's worth, but you also want to know its rarity. For duelists, you want to know what's good to you. But for collectors, it's different. When you're dealing with collectors, you have to know the value of your cards. Sometimes it's important, other times it's not. Say, for instance, I've got this card. It's called Mist Body. This is a pretty rare card because you can only get it from McDonald's.
Seriously, you could have.
Yeah, either that or you get it from eBay. But this is actually a pretty hard card to get, so collectors might consider it more rare than it looks like it is.
See, in my card, I got Red Archfiend Dragon.
Now, Red Archfiend Dragon isn't considered very rare because he got it from a tin.
Or Trader's Village.
Yeah, anyways.
And it's very easy to get. Trust me.
Now, as a duelist, I probably would trade my Mist Body for Red Archfiend Dragon. But as a collector, I probably wouldn't. You see, Red Archfiend Dragon is pretty easy to get because all you have to do is buy a tin.
Not that hard, people.
Mist Body is more hard to get, you know.
Because it came from McDonald's.
That's right. I ghetto like that. And, you know, you have to buy it from McDonald's.
Yeah, and it's good. We bought a kid's meal, so what?
Yeah, what of it?
Yeah.
So what if I bought a kid's meal?
Yeah, what's up?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Eat good, neighborhood. Oh, wait a minute.
I
Bye.
Anyways. Now, as a collector, I would keep Mist Body. But at the same time, I could also think about giving away something like this. This card is a Morphing Jar. Now, Morphing Jar is also a rare card, but this Morphing Jar isn't. You see, when it comes to Morphing Jar, they actually used to be rare. Nowadays, they're limited. But you see, for a collector, Morphing Jar is only valuable when it's rare. So if he was offering his Red Archfiend Dragon, he'd probably take it, mainly because it's a Morphing Jar. But Red Archfiend Dragon as a duelist, I still wouldn't take it. Morphing Jar's effect is pretty good for my deck. As a duelist, you always have to think about what's good for your deck, but as a collector, it's due to the rarity. Always study that. Alright. DJ, if you want to cover your topic. Alright. Anyways, we don't have enough time for that, so thanks for watching us, and tune in for next episode.
Bye.
Bargain!
Bye-bye. Bargain.
McDonald's.